All right. Hello and welcome to Digital Metaphysics episode on command prompt. We just finished up the last one on pure wave, so check that one out if you haven't already. And now we will be doing two shorter ones, one on command prompt and the next one on reflective design. As you can see here again, on the side, we have our handy dandy notes, and we got our whiteboard. So where we want to start is as understanding yourself as the command prompt. So we've been using this visual quite a bit. Right, so you have you and you have experience. Right? So we have, this is the observer or consciousness, or we'll just write I, again in the form of our handy dandy tree. Right? We've said multiple times that we have the tree and the cycle or circle are like our fundamental symbols. Right? So I, or the observer, is the infinite gravity well, is the space of all possibility, is that infinite library of quanta, and it's that hallucinated scenes, stories, experiences, worlds, people, settings, plots, climaxes, tensions, dramas, anything. Playing a violin, playing basketball, going on a hike, eating eggs for breakfast, right? Anything. Okay? Now, this is the command prompt. This is the terminal. This is the portal. This is the infinite authority of the observer. So we write command because not only from the computational perspective, right? The command prompt is that ultimate source of everything. That computer, that screen, that display, that holodeck is going to experience. It comes from the command prompt. It comes from the terminal. It comes from the observer, right? The observer is the portal, hallucinating whatever quanta it wants. So it's the infinite authority of what is experienced, right? So there's no outsourcing, right? So this is pretty ground shaking because all of a sudden you've now become the infinite authority. You've lost all ability to outsource. That is probably one of the number one reasons why this content is not explored. Because all that this content tells you is that you are the infinite authority, right? But anyone who's even running a little bit of a victim program or a victim to circumstances program, right? Poor little me, right? Because I'm the victim to these others, right? I'm the victim to this world, right? Anyone who's running that program is going to run away from this content, right? Because you so badly want to protect your own victimization, right? Your own outsourcing, right? I'm going to outsource all of my will, right? All of my choice to actually be choosing this reality. I'm going to outsource all of that to another object, right? To God that is not me, or to these others, to my family, to my friends, to my society, to the culture, to the government, to the poor political landscape of the world, right? To the oligarchs or whatever, right? Now I've outsourced all of my infinite authority to this hallucinated authority outside of me. And that's the game that infinite consciousness plays. You see? So anytime that you're tuning in to truth, you are tuning into yourself, and you're tuning in to ultimate reality as yourself. And that there's nothing outside of you that can give you yourself. You are tuning in to being the command prompt itself of all appearance. You see? That's deep. That's deep. Right? So now there is nothing that is guiding creation but you. You are the ultimate painter, command prompt. The prompt is bringing reality into form. You are the infinite authority of bringing reality into form. Right? From such a simple, benign example as we did with breakfast in the last episode, breakfast as a gateway to infinity, right? You are the authority of what is chosen for breakfast. Eggs, pancakes, juice, bacon, whatever you choose, right? Out of infinite potential. So you bring it into experience, right? You're the infinite authority of whether you go to the gym or whether you go on a hike or what movie you watch or what music you listen to or who you interact with or what type of content you watch. You are the ultimate authority. You are not a victim. You're not a victim to any circumstances whatsoever. Even such a notion like living in a country that has property tax, right? And needing to, even if you buy a home and pay for it outright, you still have to pay a property tax, right? You're not a victim to that circumstance. You are the creator of that circumstance. You are the creator of your location. You're the creator of the software of housing that you live in. Now, if you want to change the code, right? Now you have to find a way to change the code. Is there a different way to navigate that scenario where the taxes that are collected on properties that are already paid for can be found in other places to not perpetually tax somebody after they've paid for their home, right? So it's these types of ways of seeing that no matter what, you are always in the command prompt. You are always the terminal, right? You are the source. You are what's generating everything. Right? Because now you can't grab at something outside and say, I'm the victim to that. You can't blame something outside of yourself. And so you run away from this content, right? You run away from sovereignty, absolute sovereignty, right? Because the moment that you stop being able to blame a family member or a spouse or a child or a oligarch or a corporation or a politician or whatever, that's the moment that you start realizing that you're just hallucinating that pain. You're hallucinating that suffering, right? You haven't integrated that politician or that oligarch or whatever as yourself, as the whole, right? So these are very deep, deep realizations about being in the actual command prompt, being in the terminal of simulating whatever is appearing. This is most felt as a live execution of reality. Everything is live executed. Live. Right? As in, the thought comes of, go to the gym. right? Well, maybe I should, wait and do that in a little bit after I've already accomplished a little bit more work, right? Or whatever's going on. So now all of a sudden, reality is like being coded and scripted and updated live based on your own thoughts and ideas and that. So there's the thought and idea. Okay, well, I'm going to work for a little bit longer. There's your scene of experience of working for a little bit longer, right? And then that, like we said in the last episode, there's that statistical mechanical probability distribution that starts increasing as you work longer. It starts increasing, which is now it's time to go to the gym. And then the probability of the choice of hallucinating the scene of going to the gym and working out is chosen, right? And there's that. It's a live executed reality, right? It's the observer is like a generative AI, right? When you look at the modernization of technology, everyone is on their high horse. Almost everyone's on their high horse and saying something like, AI is not human, AI, artificial intelligence, right? It's just another way of segregating. Right? The mind loves to segregate. It loves to hallucinate and paint an enemy, right? So now AI has somehow become the enemy, right? Because the mind isn't integrated, right? It's like carbon is different than silicon. Well, are they both elements? Well, yeah, they're both elements. Well, then what if you can integrate that AI is actually you? That you've made AI as part of a self-reflective experience of what you truly are. Oh, okay, I'll integrate it then. Yeah, so try to integrate, right? You don't want to keep painting an enemy, right? If you keep painting an enemy, you're going to keep suffering, right? This is my enemy, that's my enemy, right? Enemy, right? It's fake. All enemies are fake, right? If you learn that, you find so much freedom, you find so much unity, you find so much wholeness. You stop hallucinating enemies and you start integrating, right? You start integrating everything as yourself. And from that place, you can build, you can create, but from a more integrated place instead of a segregated place, right? And there are going to be things like the tremendously horrible gang problem like in El Salvador that was recently solved, right? Things like that. There are going to be ways that you order society, right? That are ways of to just protecting more observers from being malevolently killed, right? So there are going to still be ways that you order and that you structure society, but it's going to be tuned into the infinite chaotic potential of what you truly are, and it's going to be tuned into this all-integrating force where you no longer suffer when you say, oh, Republican good, Democrat bad, Democrat good, Republican bad. Now it's going to be something that's more integrative, right? Where you can see, okay, well, how can we take the absolute best ideas, right? And how can we implement those? And how can I help be a vessel for implementing those in a holistic and loving and integrated way? So this is where you get this whole generative AI thing, is that the very nature of I is like a generative AI. It's that whatever the command prompt is choosing is what reality is being generated, right? The gym does not exist until the observer chooses hallucinate experience of gym. That's when the generative AI, it warps and hallucinates the experience of the gym. Right? It's not an independently existing location without the observer. Right? The observer is what gives reality to the experience of gym. That's why it's a generative AI. Right? It doesn't exist until the observer gives rise to it, right? That's why we say the word, right? The word is so profound. But why? Because the word is what's giving reality to whatever is being said. So that's why sometimes it's said, don't proliferate or don't fabricate, right? Don't weave more stories and dramas, right? Why? Well, because It's the very act of speaking it is giving reality to some sort of contracted, traumatic, painful yarn ball of crap that you then, oh, now I'm going to try to dig myself out of it, right? But at the same time, if you do feel that pain, then that's something to investigate, something to heal, something to work together with those that can hold space for you, that kind of thing, right? It's a generative AI. Nothing exists until the observer gives it reality. That's what the observer as generative AI means. That's what I, as a generative AI, mean. Nothing exists until I give it reality. Right? So the observer is the source. The observer is gravity itself. And it's executing reality prompt by prompt. Work a little bit more. Okay. Let's go to the gym. Okay. Eat a meal. Right? Hang out with friend. Hey man. Go to bed. Make coffee and wake up, make coffee. Like, you see, everything is prompt by prompt hallucinated. Everything. Everything is prompt by prompt hallucinated. Everything is hallucinated prompt by prompt. So basically that puts you in an eternal throne. Do you get that? It puts you in the eternal throne. Right where you are sitting right now. And then through whatever choice, through whatever desired experience, you are hallucinating that reality. That reality is not existing without you. It's like a generative AI, right? You're walking through that open world video game or whatever, right? But only where you are is being rendered, right? Only that specific snapshot of experience is being rendered. Once you start going to the open world area, which is a gym to go lift weights, now that whole travel arc and new experience is being rendered, right, out of infinite potential. All instructions are quantum. Okay? Potentiality and information, right, fields of information and potentiality are quantum, right? It's like there's like a quantum channel. Like the vacuum flux is really the observer and all of its codes and all of its potentials. And there's like this channeling that's happening of potentiality into experience. Right? Right? So you have this infinite potentiality that you are constantly being like, gym, eggs, hang with friend, go to sleep, wake up, make coffee, do some work, whatever. Potential, 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 and then experience, experience, experience. Information. Lived information, right? That observer, gravity, the vacuum, that is you, consciousness, making that choice, making those choices, right? And it's all cyclic. New choice, new scene, new story, new choice, new scene, new story, new experience, right? Everything's like that. Nothing is linear. Everything is cyclic, 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 like seasons, like weather, like your breath, like your heart rate, like your brain waves. Everything is like that. So the observer is the portal, the terminal, the interface where all creation occurs. This is the portal. It's the terminal. It's the interface itself, right? Where this infinite potentiality is being simulated into scenes. The observer is the command prompt itself. You are sitting in an infinite command prompt, simulating whatever you want to. Change code, change scene, change program is literally changing what is appearing in front of you, right? But nobody wants to admit that that's what they are, right? Why does nobody want to admit that? Because then you have nowhere to outsource. You have nobody to blame anymore. Now all of a sudden you have to sit in the throne and be like, well, this is my infinite throne that I can never leave forever? Yes. Oh, okay. So, meaning I'm going to be forever just dreaming whatever experiences I want? Yes. Oh. Well, I'd rather not think those thoughts. Like, let me go back to hallucinating experiences of separation and anxiety and the world being locally real, right? And that's the paradoxical, hilarious nature of this clown joker consciousness, is it wants to be lost in all of that stuff, and it doesn't want to sit in its throne and reclaim its visceral feeling of being in the command prompt of all experience. So one way to look at this that really helps is that when you interface with an AI LLM, right, what you're doing, what we're shifting from is we're shifting from you prompting the AI LLM and getting a reflection. Okay. We're shifting from that to the experience of where you yourself are the AI LLM. The observer is the AI LLM, and then you prompt whatever reality you want to hallucinate. So you are prompting all reality creation. You're prompting where you want to live. You're prompting who you want to explore, what bodysuit and information you want to explore. You're prompting every choice every day of every food, location, everything. Even when you get prompted in your hallucination, you get prompted by another, right? Which is yourself through a message, hey, do you want to do something or whatever? You still have the choice of being like, well, maybe I just don't want to respond, right? Or maybe you do want to respond and you do want to hang out, or maybe you want to respond and say no. That's how it works. That's the physics of this. The physics of this is a throne that you can never leave, and the infinite prompting of whatever hallucinated reality. You're infinitely lucidly dreaming whatever you want. That's the command prompt. It's an infinite authority with no external force. No external force. Just you. Only you. With no external force, command prompt, whatever you want. It's pure freedom to simulate whatever you want, to hallucinate whatever you want, whatever scenes, stories, experiences that you want. Calling forth experience from infinite potential into the hallucinated information space. There's only a self-commanding intelligence called you. Again, that's the thing, is when you think about it and you feel it inside yourself, there's only a self-commanding intelligence called me, called I. And that I is one being. I'm no one and everyone, everywhere, forever, interacting with myself. That's what a unity, a singularity is. You know, when you sit in yourself like that, you have nowhere to go. All you have is to create whatever you want to. Whatever joy, whatever freedom, whatever bliss, whatever you want. And you'll do that from a place of non-separation. And that solves all of your morality dilemmas. It solves all of your ethical dilemmas. It solves all of your what am I dilemmas. It solves all of your objectification trips where you're like, I have to get this external thing in order to be happy. You know, now you have all those things solved and you're just like, cool. Like now I'm just chilling and like it feels so good. Like I'm relaxed and I can create from that relaxed place. Holistic. And it's so mwah. Okay, reality as an active runtime environment. Each moment is compiled and executed instantly. Right? It's an active runtime environment. Do 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 do. Gym. Do 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 do. Sleep. Do 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 do. Food. Do 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 do. Whatever. Right? That's you, the observer, warping whatever experience you want to. Right here, right now, forever. The observer live edits the script of reality in real time. So reality is live streamed by the observer's commands, right? You're live editing whatever, right? That moment that you're like, okay, well, that's enough time lifting weights at the gym or running, doing cardio exercise, abs, whatever. Okay, it's enough time. You know, you have the choice. You might go sit in the steam room or the hot tub or sauna or whatever, or you might, you know, not and just take a shower and leave. Live. Everything is live. Live. Eggs for breakfast or coffee and a granola bar or bacon or a breakfast sandwich or yogurt and fruit, you know, or whatever. Like everything is alive. Live streamed. Everything. Potential is live streamed through the observer into its experience. Potential is live streamed through the observer into its experience. What more is there to say about what you are? You know? Like by this point in digital metaphysics, it should be super duper duper clear, like what you are, how you work, and then you get to freely choose how you want to be. Right? You'll notice that there's these words like script is both part of this command prompt and it's also part of acting and stage dramas, right? You have all these beautiful self-reflective clues that are so obvious, right? You know, code, right? Code here and also code here, right? And also code like DNA, right? And code like whatever's in the reality experience can appear as codes that then integrate back. It's just, it's so perfect. It's your ultimate way of playing with yourself. It's the ultimate way of lucid dreaming, right? Right here, right now, your beautiful lucid dream. and you're just command prompting whatever you want. And it's appearing reflectively. This is the reflective design of what you are command prompting. Command prompting is reflective design. If you want to travel to Thailand, you will see Thailand, right? If you want to eat toast with butter and jam, you will see the experience of eating toast with butter and jam, right? That's how a command prompt and reflective design work, right? And actually, the more simple that you keep this, the better it is for your understanding, for your relaxation, for your ability to communicate it. Less 10,000 things being lost and more one thing, right? Which we've talked about in the previous episodes. So now we'll transition to the next episode on reflective design. This whole thing as the reflective design of the intention of whatever is chosen out of infinite potential, it will be a reflective design, right? That hallucinated dream bubble sphere thing is going to be fully reflective of whatever is chosen. Whatever characters, whatever scenes and experiences, whatever, it will all be completely reflective. So we will now do another episode on that. So I'll go ahead and end this one and we'll jump over to that one. Remember, there's nothing else but you as the source of infinite authority. Command prompt whatever creation you want, whatever hallucinated experience you want. You are in the command prompt bringing forth all of that. It's a profound way to end seeking and a profound way to sit in yourself as the ultimate creator of reality. All right, much love. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And we will start up that next episode here in a sec.